We are here with our first ManCave Sports Talk podcast. Let's get everybody loaded in here. What's going on, everybody?
Hey there, everyone's chat. How we doing?
What's up, Gage? Ben, sick.
What's up? There we are.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Everybody got
Hey,
your
folks.
everybody got your shit going. Shares out.
My shit is going, sir.
Yeah, we're pro streamers. We know how to
Shit.
do stuff.
Shares out, dicks out, liquor out.
Cheers out. That's right. That's right.
Oh.
Dick's out. Wait, you had you put away.
Whoa.
What?
Well, I untucked it tonight. I mean,
Well,
Oh, I got you.
Dan wants to make sure he causes an extremely big scene in case, hurricane takes his house out. He
I
gets to
might be
run out.
taken out by
He has
salad.
excuse. His excuse is to run outside naked.
Yeah.
and-
But the second we start talking about his team, he's like, "Oh, the hurricane." Yeah. This is
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I already got a
Oh,
kill
God,
switch.
My power's going out.
Yeah,
My
which is
stream deck.
also what
So-
Seminoles usually say when they play Miami. Oh, the hurricane. So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but this is the year Miami's back.
Oh yes,
Miami's back.
Miami is back. Yes. Who did they play? That's right. Nobody. Oh man. Well, let's make some
yeah.
introductions here. We'll start as good
Oh.
gentlemen. We'll start from north and work our way south. We got Sick on
Blast.
deck first. Oh yeah, I mean, but Sick over here is up there, up in. Well, I don't know. Do you guys classify that as upstate, or is that more like side state?
Basically Canada. Yeah,
Canada.
upstate New York, just north of Syracuse. Fun times,
Basically.
bad sports, terrible teams. You know,
He is a
good
diehard
stuff.
Georgetown fan.
Oh,
Motherfucker, I
Oh.
will get the hell out of here right now.
Ouch.
go Georgetown.
Well, that one or two times they play a year, I mean, that's the best thing ever.
Nah, they backed out. They ain't want it anymore.
Eagles fan, Yankees fan. What else? Do you
Pretty much
watch-
all of the
do you even
teams that
watch
everyone
hockey?
hates, those are my favorites.
Except for the
Oh,
Bills.
you're an Eagles fan? Well, you fit in well. then.
Kinda. We got other things to talk about with you. Yeah. Next
Got
up, what? we
my
got?
right here.
Yeah. I'm sure you do. I got two of those.
Yeah.
We got Dirty Gunner's Ben. You're what? You're an Indy, aren't you?
Yeah, Indianapolis.
But not an Indy fan.
I'm a supporter of the town that I live in, so I support them. But yeah, not super. huge.
Says every Indy fan since Peyton left.
Yeah. Oh, let's just put it this way: I've been a bigger Eagles fan my entire life than I was an Indianapolis Colts fan.
Says every Indy fan since Peyton left.
Yeah.
Other
It's
than
funny
Indy,
'cause
though,
we moved here in 2012, and that's when Peyton went to Denver, and we moved from Denver. And so when we moved here, we were telling all of our friends and family members, we were like, "Yeah, you guys got the raw end of the deal. You lost Peyton Manning, and you gained me and my kid and my wife." But
Rough.
Mm,
rough.
So other than, well, the Eagles and your hidden love for Indy that you won't admit,
yeah,
What else?
Diehard Jayhawk. Born and bred Kansas kid.
This is gonna be
So-
a problem.
Yeah. Football. Yeah. We just kind of.
Do they still have a football program? Do they call
They
it that?
still have a football program. As
Is
a
it
matter of
outsourced?
fact, that you said that, we have the prominent Les Miles football coach. We'll see. Now, last year I gave him a pass because he had like all the previous coaches' players, right? So I mean, it's kind of like you deal with what you're given, right?
You gotta give
As
him
a
3
coach.
years.
Yeah. This
That's what we said
year,
about Taggart.
You have to give him more now though with the COVID too.
Oh, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So, but this year, you know, we were expecting a little bit better. He did, he pulled some 4-star recruits and stuff like that. So I mean, it's but it's still we're not getting a 4-star quarterback or which is as anybody knows these day and age, you're not if you don't have a Trevor Lawrence, a Kyler Murray, or any of these other prominent quarterbacks in the system, and you're in the Big 12, you're not gonna win. So
Well, I mean,
we'll see.
it's
We'll
the
give him.
Big
I
12.
give him.
You're
I
not
give
gonna
him
win
next year.
anyways.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Dan sent me a text. He put that in. Well, have they won anything? And I'm like, well, they only lost one game in 2008, and they won the Orange Bowl. I mean,
Wow, that's
It
cool.
was-
12 years
Yeah.
ago. That's
yeah,
and,
yeah.
And
That's,
then 40
as
years
old as
of,
my
of loss
daughter,
before that.
okay?
So
My oldest kid.
that's how
Um,
he got
was-
his kid.
that makes
Yeah.
sense now. He was
Yeah.
I feel like-
celebrating.
I feel like you and I are football Eskimo brothers. Both root
Yeah.
for football teams at basketball schools.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, we just kind of just like drink our way through the football season to get to the
Yep.
basketball season to celebrate. So
And then stop watching basketball after what? What'd you make it like halfway through the season last year? Sick.
yeah, I was so mad. We had such a chance.
We won
We
the
were-
ACC. We won the last game of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure you did.
Didn't have the best record, but we won the last game.
So no baseball, or what?
Baseball. Yeah, I'm. Cards
Or any of the
fan.
other lesser sports.
Cards because Royals
Sports.
because okay, so as a kid growing up, diehard George Brett, Bo Jackson fan. Going to games in Kansas City with my grandfather, and just that was like our thing type of deal. But as I got older, I kind of fell away from baseball when I was in the military and so on and so forth. And then going forth, we kind of I moved in with a buddy of mine who had a house, and he was a diehard Cards fan. My wife and her family are diehard Cards fans, so it kind of just made sense to just become a Cards fan. And then I did get to go to a World Series game and check out in 2006. So it was fun.
Well, that's cool.
But yeah,
Not really.
hockey, Avs, just because I lived in Denver and that they had a football or a hockey team, and
They're good back in the early 2000s.
yeah, you know,
So clearly, everything that he likes has been relevant or hasn't been relevant since.
Well,
you
For
know.
at least a
If-
decade.
if I want to go semi-pro, I was a big Thunder fan because you could go to a Thunder game and get super drunk for dirt cheap and just wail on the walls and scream obscenities and instigate fights between like pretty much any other team and a Thunder player and like not get in trouble for it. So that was fun. But that was semi-pro, you know.
Well,
But
obviously,
yeah, that's about it.
the only team that I ended up liking from down here is the Seminoles, but that's because my family were all Notre Dame fans, and let's be honest, the Irish fucking suck. So I chose somebody around here, but I'm Eagles fan, Yankees fan. Grew up with the Braves, but let's be honest, they trade off
I thought you
anybody
were a
that's ever
Rays
worth
fan,
anything.
too.
Rays, Penguins, because it's just fun to watch yourself lose when you're winning. 'Cause they fucking
Conflict
cannot.
of
They
interest.
can't win shit. But basketball, I don't give a fuck. Just don't. Never have.
Football school problems.
Yeah, I mean, is what it is. You can hate on it all you want. And then we got the redheaded stepchild down there, but nobody really gives a shit about him. So let's move
No.
Oh,
on.
Yep. Skip over me. That's like my whole life.
did you just coordinate your outfit with your natural hair color in life?
This is not a jersey. This is body hair.
It gets
I mean, I
lighter
can
as they go
tell.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I mean, as a redhead, obviously you have to choose all the colors that you don't match into: red,
Yeah.
orange, yellow.
Soulless individuals.
Can't wear
Yeah.
black because then you're a pumpkin.
Yeah, I
So,
mean,
you know.
it's and not to mention the pale skin. I mean, it just looks odd. You're automatically like
Neon
look at
white.
that emo red. Yeah, look at that emo redhead over there.
So Carrot Top, what's your teams?
So I was born and raised in Tampa. So Tampa bred, all Tampa teams: Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Braves, Tampa Bay Lightning. Go Bolts! We're gonna win tonight. Go to the Stanley Cup Finals.
And lose.
Yeah, and lose. College football. I mean, I like college football. I never really had a team, despite being from Florida, having so many different options. I mean, I went.
Wait. You are not a diehard
have-
fan of the national championship, Central
UCF?
Florida. Like,
the,
really?
the undisputed.
Yeah.
No,
You don't have
no.
that license plate? I mean, come on now.
I don't have that license plate. No. But I mean, I went to University of South Florida. Go Bulls! So, I guess that would be my team. I mean, we won this week, unlike some other college football teams. Just saying.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
No, we don't talk about losses. I mean, unless you lost to Coastal Carolina, and then if you lose to a no name, then we have to talk about it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But so all my teams have always been Tampa. Those are my go-to diehard through and through. All the very sad years in Tampa, especially for the Bucks. But other than that, for like say basketball, I know Dan doesn't like basketball, but I'm a big LeBron James fan. He's better than Jordan. I'm gonna say it live right now.
Well, way to get yourself excommunicated from the show on the first 10 minutes. Ow.
Well, it's all right because Sick over here doesn't like MJ either. He's never a
I don't
fan
like
of him.
either one.
Well, yeah, I don't like LeBron either.
I respect the game. I just don't like the people.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, to a point. I think that it's gotten too much about money and fame for them as opposed to being about the game. So.
D Wade and Melo were the best things that happened from that draft.
Oh,
That's
come on
stacked
now.
draft.
Oh, you're a Syracuse fan, so you're up Melo's booty
Boy,
hole.
here we go.
Oh,
Carmelo's the best thing
I-
that ever happened.
I said D Wade first and got buried.
Like, wait, let's skip over the
I
other
love
options
D
we
Wade.
gave.
I mean, D Wade he was a solid player and he was, a leader and everything else. But I lived in Denver in some of the Melo years, and that dude is just a toxic trash bag.
Exactly.
didn't-
That's why he's awesome.
A toxic
he-
trash bag.
Yes, it just he couldn't lead a team, and
No,
if you
never
try to tell me that he was the leader on that Syracuse team,
No. Hello, Jerry
No.
McNamara.
exactly, the redheaded stepchild.
That's right.
Yeah,
Go Gingers.
yeah.
Oh, wait, a Ginger actually did something. So,
Yeah.
being from Tampa, though, I mean, when TB12 came down there, are you actually in Tampa, or are you outside of it?
I mean, I was born and raised in Tampa. I was like 2.5, 3 miles away from the stadium. That's where I lived most of my life. But I mean, I live out in Orlando area now. Greater.
No, so nobody
Orlando.
gives a shit. We can move on.
Yeah. But TB12, man, it's like I heard the signing and stuff. I was shocked. I was like, yeah, we're gonna win a Super Bowl because I don't believe it. I don't believe in 43-year-old Tom Brady winning Super Bowl. But that's another topic.
I mean,
Even with Gronk and fucking Fournette now.
well, they got Shady, too.
Shady's 32 years old. He's not doing nothing but maybe getting 20 touches all year.
And
2-3
yards a touch. I mean,
yeah, if he's lucky. I mean, Fournette, I think he'll come along as he learns the system, and then Gronkowski. dude's not what he was 3 years ago. He's I feel like he's more of a distraction, not like to the team, but like to the other team, right?
Right.
And he's a ruse. Like, oh, look at this great future Hall of Fame tight end. He's gonna be out there. He's gonna throw him the ball. But in reality, the main focus should be OJ Howard as far as tight ends go, and then Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
But I mean, you guys aren't really stacked on the receiver side, anyways.
Mike Evans and
I
Chris
don't
Godwin
discount
Yeah,
those
wide
two,
receivers
but
last
at the
year.
same time, you got Mike Evans who's hurt, and then who else
He's
is
hurt
gonna,
right now.
I mean,
Todd, are
you
you a
don't really
Denver
have-
Broncos fan? Sorry. Oh, Todd Poole
oh, gotcha.
has chimed in, said Denver Broncos will make the playoffs.
Yeah, whatever.
Not after the game last
We'll
night.
get to that, Todd. I don't know
Yeah.
about that.
After last night. Nope.
Yeah.
Really?
Rough. Feels bad. All right. So should we get started on our agenda for the
Well, I mean, we're talking about Brady and Breeze over here.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Well,
Brady,
let's
Brady coming in. I mean, the dude, the last few years hasn't been able to throw a ball past 25 yards, and keep it within 15 yards of the receiver.
Of the person he was trying to throw to.
Yeah, I mean, he tends to
supposedly.
hand it
But-
off. He's better just handing
Yeah.
it to the defensive line to be.
Yeah,
Right.
he's been a system quarterback his entire career, and he was in the perfect system, and that's not his fault. And then he goes into a system that is not dink and dunk, throw it to the running back, throw it to the tight end, only 5 yards deep. Bruce Arians' offense and Byron Leftwich's offense is risk it for the biscuit. He said that several times, and they're going to throw deep. And now, granted, Brady had a couple deep throws this past Sunday, and I was somewhat impressed. But we saw how many interceptions? Two. One of them wasn't his fault, supposedly, according to the coaches. The pick six, though, 100% his fault. Terrible throw.
Wasn't that right in the numbers?
Oh, jeez. You might as well just literally given him the ball and say, "Go for it, boss."
Yeah.
It was bad. It was like Jameis Winston flashbacks all over again. And
But
just
again,
knowing
risk it for
and
the
just knowing
biscuit. I
Jameis-
mean,
that wasn't a risk it for the biscuit throw. That was a short throw.
Okay.
That was a short to intermediate throw. He wasn't going 20 yards downfield. It was like a 7-8 yard throw. But yeah, I was like, Jameis Winston on the other sideline for the Saints, and I was like, geez, he's just rubbing off on Brady just by being in the same building with him already.
He is.
well, I mean,
But-
it's rough because Brady doesn't have the stacked stable of slot receivers that he had.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Which
he
was
doesn't
his
have
entire-
that, and his offensive line is horrendous.
Yeah.
You got a rookie right tackle who's still no preseason, all that kind of stuff. It's gonna take a while, and then the left tackle, he was just absolutely terrible. He just was
No,
getting
he's
wrecked
not.
all game long. Donovan Smith is horrendous. I want him off the team now. Sign someone else. I don't care who. But I will say though, positives about that from a Bucs fan perspective was Breeze threw for what, under 200 yards. Alvin Kamara didn't do anything. Michael Thomas only had 3 catches. He didn't do anything.
I agree, Todd.
And we beat ourselves 100%. 9 penalties. That's unacceptable. You had a muffed kick return, which led to a field goal. You had the pick six. You had a blocked field goal. You had a blocked punt. I mean, there's just so many other things in which we didn't execute as a team for the Bucs, but that led to the turnover points and everything. But defensively, we held down probably a top 5 offense in the league between the future Hall of Famer Drew Brees, who showed, I think personally, he showed that he's now he always has been a short thrower, but he's definitely a dink and dunk, and he's not going deep anymore. I didn't see him want to throw deep at all, and I just feel like that kind of shows that when we meet them again, I think it is week 9, that is going to be a different game because we're going to have that chemistry now for the Bucs. Hopefully, short and off season.
and your running backs, Ronald Jones is pretty bad, dude. If he can get a hole, he can break away.
Yeah, he played solid, and the only reasons why his per average carry was so low is because down the line when we were trying to run him, it was straight up the gut, and the offensive line at that point was just tired. You could see it. The first half of the game, he was a monster.
And then on top of that,
Todd-
you're still playing against a very stacked New Orleans team. I mean, they've done some shuffling, but Their defense
Wait,
showed up. I mean,
They're always going to be a top 10 team.
Cameron Jordan's a monster on that defensive line. He's a top defensive end in the league, and their linebacker core is solid, and they've got some really good corners. They have a steal in Janoris Jenkins, who's a talented player but has a lot of out the field issues. But if he's just there to play football, he's easily one of the best cover corners in the game. But unfortunately, he has too many off the field issues. That's his problem.
which is most of the league, but you know.
Did Fournette play? I didn't get to watch the game.
Yeah, Fournette did play. His first carry went for 6 yards, was very promising, but he finished the game 5 carries for 5 yards.
Wow.
Yeah, so he did nothing.
So they knew. So as soon as he came in, they knew they keyed off on knowing he was running the ball.
Oh
Basically.
yeah, Fournette needs to learn the playbook. He's only been
Right. Exactly. That's what I
been
was
with them for what, a
talking
week and a half.
Yeah.
And he needs to learn the playbook. I mean, last year he had like 75 catches for Jacksonville, something along those lines.
Yeah.
And if you don't know the playbook, you can't run pass plays. You can't run pass protection.
Right.
So he's useless in that point until he learns it. So all you can do is like, here you go, run the ball outside, inside, whatever the play is.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty general consensus without us having a preseason this year, even 2 games. I mean, the Players Association is complaining about, having the preseason and all this other stuff and pay and whatever they want to bitch and moan about. And then obviously COVID hit and all these things go, well, sorry. So you have all these factors, right? And now they didn't have any preseason games. New players. I mean, yeah, they've been practicing together. Yeah, they've got, but you got to have that somewhat game mentality going into it, knowing, even if it's a preseason game, it's still they consider it as a game, and knowledge of how to read a defense, and your practice defense. I mean, they're not going as hard. They're doing so on and so forth. So I'd say I think there's pretty good consensus that 3 or 4 weeks in, we'll see teams probably at their best that they possibly could be. But at the same time, now you're going to be dealing with more injuries, as our Eagles or my Eagles and everybody, the other.
You talk about injuries.
We're
Oh my
already
God.
dealing with injury attrition right now with all these players. Luckily, Lane Johnson supposedly he's released to come back to play, and he'll be playing against the Rams next week. Unfortunately, it's against the Rams. I mean,
Aaron Donald's going to tear him up.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's like, oh yeah, we getting back. Oh shit, it's against the Rams. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, I'm like, well, we definitely blew it against Washington, but on Washington, when it comes to that, it's just you saw the attrition level where our players just couldn't hold their own later on into the game, whether it be injury, whether it be fatigue, so on and so forth. So,
well, it'll be interesting to see who we pick up off the waiver wire, or start picking them up off of free agencies the rest of the season, because we don't have anybody.
Sign Antonio Brown.
No.
We'll win
No
every
way.
game.
No.
yes, yeah.
Sparta
That's
kicking
a
everyone.
negative.
Bring
Right.
T.O. back before fucking Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
I'm good with that too. So, how about Rodgers getting pissed off at Green Bay and going off all over them?
Dude, that was probably, and because I had him on my fantasy team too, so it felt really good on that part. But it was just like a big fuck you to the organization, which I love. It's like, okay, you want to go in here, you want to draft a quarterback first round, and then when I talk about like, oh, we're drafting for the future, bitch, I'm still the future for the next 4 to 5 years for this team. Don't worry about them, And then especially since Jordan Love, not only was he inactive for that game, so he wasn't even an option to play if Rodgers got hurt. He's a 3rd string quarterback behind an undrafted, I think, free agent who they picked up last year. You can say all you want. Well, the guy's been in the system for another year or whatever. Of course, he has more experience. Dude's undrafted compared to a 1st-round pick. That 1st-round pick should have been 2nd string minimum. And Aaron Rodgers just goes out there and he just destroyed the Vikings.
364 yards, 4 touchdowns. He went 32 at 44, and
127 rating.
That's nuts.
Absolutely shit
That's like-
all
that's like
over
just-
them.
Without giving the middle finger straight.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you see
You
there were so many pictures. I mean, him celebrating and just pretty much giving the big F you to the box up there. Just all over there. That was a great game, bro. Then you got old Big Ben who thinks he's coming back.
Big Ben is definitely coming back. He destroyed it last night. I'm a Big Ben fan as far as like his play style and kind of how like old school he is in a sense. And last night he was like, "Hey, I know I've been injured the last like 3 or 4 years. I've missed some games. Last year he missed all year, whatever." But he came in there. He's like, "Yeah, I'm still relatively good at this thing, despite how injured he's been and how old he's getting."
But
Yeah,
the
until
question
next
is,
week when he takes his motorcycle out
right.
again.
Yeah, right.
Well, the question is though, for how long though? I mean, it's one thing to start off the beginning of the season strong, but how many weeks before he falls off the wagon again and just can't keep up?
Well, I mean, as long as that offensive line holds up, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
He just can't take the hits. I mean,
he's
Bigger
a big dude,
question.
and yeah,
How long before he gets hit in the head with his own helmet? Because
Well,
that's a
when do they
Steeler
play
tradition, right?
when do they play the Browns again?
yeah.
Browns. What is it? Browns?
did-
Yeah, it was Browns.
Yeah,
I
it was the
thinking
Browns.
Browns, too.
Miles Garrett. Yeah, Miles
Yeah.
Garrett.
Poor
Yeah, and then they give him an
Rudolph.
extension.
So Todd Poole says Jordan Love should have been a 5-round pick, and
Oh, great.
Big Ben is one hit away from the bench. I can agree with that.
Easily. But
yeah,
most quarterbacks
but
are.
the Jordan Love comment. I mean, like, I don't disagree necessarily with that. He was a great college quarterback, and I think
He's a
he's going to be
developmental guy.
exactly. But because of where he's at, and because of how valued obviously quarterbacks are and everything in the draft, like he had to have been moved up to that, to a top tier,
Quarterbacks are always going to be valued higher than
Yeah.
any other position.
Yep.
And people would rather take a risk on a back who has potential than say a running back in their first round.
Well, I mean, I kind of want to jump to something here because me and Sick were talking about this earlier, and I'm dying to get some input on this. Cam showing up in New England. Have you guys seen? First of all, did you guys see what he was wearing?
Dude, he
Yeah.
looked like he stole the costume. Like he went to the dressing room in LA, went down like old stuff from The Mask, Jim Carrey,
Just so
and stole that outfit.
I mean,
And then
Yeah.
wears his chains onto the field and then bitches about people grabbing onto him. Like, come the fuck on.
not just that, but and it's not just the yellow. Like I don't know where the hell he got that shit, but the shoes that dude was wearing.
Oh, I didn't catch his shoes.
You
Oh,
didn't
he's
see the
got
shoes? Oh my
That
No,
god!
I'm looking now.
Okay,
Let's see
but
here. Just so everybody can see this.
and because because I was away for the weekend for my anniversary, like I didn't get to see a lot of the game stuff and whatnot. So I tried to catch up on shows and through some articles and so on and so forth. But I mean, did he play well? I mean, I know they won, but I mean, what's
Wait,
your
play
thought?
well. This isn't a fashion show?
I mean, Cam didn't do well or didn't do bad, but I mean, he only played. He did play very long. Through what?
Oh,
I mean,
he did.
he played the whole game. It's just he didn't throw that much. He had
Yeah,
less than
I
20
mean,
throws. I can't remember how many it is. It was less than 20
Okay,
though.
yeah.
But he rushed a ton. It was like watching Cam in his first like 2 or 3 years, where Carolina would just hand him the ball and say go for it. That's what the Patriots did. They said, here you go, buddy. You're big, you're fast, you'll run over people. Just do what you got to do. A lot of RPOs happened,
He
and
went-
and that's what
he went
basically
15 for 19 for 155, but he ran 15 times for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, including him, rushing the ball the whole time. So I mean, they did pretty well.
I think they ran for like 44 times, if I'm not mistaken. Is what I heard earlier. It was a lot. It was like 40 plus times.
Yeah.
2015 Cam Newton, Todd says.
I mean, he didn't
I mean,
look bad.
it's
I
not-
mean, but you got to
No,
think
it's
he's
all-
coming. He's coming into a play, well, into a system that is established. They
Right.
didn't change anything. The only thing that they gained out of it is somebody. I mean, Cam does have a good arm. I don't disagree with that. I think he needs some more development, but the fact that he can run opens up their playbook a lot more. Other than instead
not
of just
just the
Brady
running,
just standing
but-
there.
It's a system that's going to let him stay healthy easier, also. It's not gonna be what he had down there at all. It's so much easier for him.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it'll be interesting. They're not going to be a Super Bowl team, but
They're not making the playoffs.
no. But
There's
it'll
no
be
way.
interesting to see what they can pull out of that. We were joking about this earlier. So you had Minshew Mania perform good old Philip Rivers in his debut as a Colt. So we have our resident Colt fan over here.
Which, if you look at the stats, makes absolutely no sense how Jacksonville won that game.
Gardner Minshew only had one incomplete
Because
pass,
Philip
right?
Rivers shouldn't be the quarterback.
No,
Neither
you
should
don't
be
say.
Kobe Brissett, I don't feel, but
That's okay. You guys
it's a better pick.
go for Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields or what's his name, Trey
Oh
Lance.
yeah,
Go to state.
yeah. I want Trevor Lawrence. I like that kid. I think
Everyone
he's
wants Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, yeah. I
We'll
think
get to
that,
that in a second. But,
Indy needs a tank, and yeah.
but yeah, Gardner Minshew and the Jacksonville Jaguars, who literally just gave away like 50% of their team, the good part at that, to the rest of the league. They said, Leonard Fournette, we can't even get a 5th or 6th round pick for him. We're just gonna let him go. And then not only did they let him go, the Bucks picked him up, and Jacksonville's still paying for him, like
Yeah,
$3+ mil. And that's the best part about it. It's like, you know, they're willing to pay a player to not even play with them, but they still won with these undrafted rookies and Gardner Minshew, who was a 6th round pick last year, with his mustache and his cut off jorts and
But that's the thing. Is like he plays with 0 Fs, right? Like
I love it. I do.
exactly, and that's why he can play that way, because he's like, everybody doesn't think I'm worth it, and I don't care. Like
It's like if Brett Favre reincarnated into a frat boy.
No, he is.
Not as good, but I'm saying his play style. You know,
He
just,
is the
just gonna throw it.
quarterback version of Pat McAfee being a Florida man.
Oh my god.
yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
I mean, he finished 19 for 20. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he only had complete pass.
for 3 touchdowns, but
Yeah,
His wide receivers are not as bad as people think. He actually has a solid wide receiver group, and he showed that last year with DJ Chark. DJ Chark is a baller. He's going to be very good. DD Westbrook, I think he's still on their team. He's a solid receiver. So they have solid receivers. It's just everything else they don't have. They let go of all their defense except for Miles Jack. And then the running back situation, it worked this week. I don't know how, but you know, they don't really have a good running back board. I mean, I guess Indianapolis defense is just that bad.
Yeah, probably.
it's been
It's not.
it's been
That's the
crap
thing,
for a
it's
long time.
It's not supposed to be, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's,
they gave up a
like
first.
they Miles Leonard, and you know we've got all these players that are supposedly going to be these badasses, and
But DeForest Buckner, right? Isn't that the guy who they traded for?
I don't know about that.
From
one.
the 49ers?
That I don't know.
It's okay. I try to read a lot of sports, but but yeah, I mean, they gave up a first round pick for a defensive lineman, and they still can't do anything against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who's trying to sell out and like, oh, we're gonna go get one of these top quarterbacks, and Gardner Minshew is like, nah, bro, I got it, I got this.
But I don't get
Jacksonville
it
just
though.
wants you to think that St. Doug is just doing his thing again. Is what it is.
Yeah, he's coming alive down there, that's for sure. One thing I haven't even heard of this kid. Who the hell is this Spencer Stradler or whatever his name is?
From
Or
Oklahoma?
Spencer Radler, yeah, over in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I mean,
So he's a redshirt freshman quarterback, right? I haven't done too much research into him, but I saw that game and I was like, dude, Oklahoma just has this quarterback dynasty going, and it just must be.
It's the quarterback coach down there, man.
Well, it's just that head coach. He transforms all these guys.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
290 and 4 scores. Fucking, that's not bad.
Dude,
I mean-
dude looks ridiculous.
now they've got him on the Heisman watch too.
Yeah, he just chucked it like 52 yards off his back foot like it was nothing.
Yeah,
On one of the touchdown throws.
I don't.
No.
I don't.
I mean, let's take into account who they're playing. I mean, it's Missouri State.
Well, yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of early to say too much, but depending on the rest of their schedule, how that goes out. I mean, they've got coming into this next week, they got K-State and Iowa State. They don't play a ranked team until October 10th. They play Texas.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you're in that conference. It's not exactly the most stacked.
And let's be honest, Texas hasn't been worth shit. So,
well, since we're talking about Texas and we're talking about quarterbacks, what are we thinking about Ellinger here? I mean, I know they played a no-name team for the most part, but like he looks solid. And
424 and 5 touchdowns in the first half. Yeah, that he's all right.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he continue, like he was improving at the end of the year last year, but I think if he continues to go down the road he's going, he can easily take over that third quarterback spot in this year's draft. I mean, I know Trey Lance is a big name from North Dakota State right now, but he's also a D2 guy. I mean, no offense to Carson Wentz, but I think Carson Wentz has all the potential in the world, but he is injury prone.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. But and
as much as I like the guy, and as controversial as it's going to sound, we're gonna have to find somebody.
Yeah, so I just don't see having success twice from a D2 school like North Dakota State, in which you're gonna get another good quarterback talent in the NFL. Carson Wentz is good. He's had a lot of different things to deal with, and that's part of the reason why he's not necessarily succeeding as we think he can, being a top 2 pick in the NFL draft. But I just don't see Trey Lance being the same success. That's why I think Ellinger could definitely kind of leapfrog him as long as he has a good
year. Yeah, but I mean, they drafted Hurt. I mean,
Jalen Hurts, yeah. I mean, that kind of tells me second round quarterback.
He's just waiting to get his chance out there, and without having any preseason, and us not seeing anything other than maybe some clips from practice and stuff like that. I mean, until unfortunately I say it, Wentz goes down, because our O-line is decimated, because as much as I love Jason Peters, and he's old, you know what I mean, like he can't block.
Kelsey too.
Yep. And then now you got Vinny Curry out.
And they've moved him 3 different times now or whatever, isn't it? Like he's like
tackle, guard. Yeah. He's in guard now, right?
Has there been an update on Vinny Curry?
Yeah, Vinny's out.
Yeah.
Last I saw was a hammy injury. I didn't know it was actually something serious.
Yeah, he's on IR. They called up Sua Opeta to play for him. So yeah, I don't. They're not saying how many games, but I would assume he's going to be out a couple weeks.
Well, IR, I believe, is mandatory 3, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It just sucks because, I mean, they can't. First of all, the dude comes in on a 1-year contract, but I mean, you can't catch a break, and it's hard to go find. You can't just go find offensive linemen, because the ones that are sitting out there available are in the same position. They're either injury prone or they're just old. So you just play like a sieve and hope that somebody can throw the ball quickly, get somebody open.
Right.
But we don't even have running backs to fill the holes. You got Scott's out, or I don't think he's playing this week.
Is Miles Sanders going to be out this coming up week?
He's not in IR. I know he was just out last week.
Yeah.
I haven't seen an update on Scott.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he was hurt pretty bad, but there was questions on whether he was going to play. And then Clement was getting a little slow there at the end of the game after taking 50,000 hits during what was it, like 29 sacks or some shit like that. That's what it felt like, anyways. I think Wentz spent more time on his back than 6 hooker last night.
Yeah, and even like in that game, you have to wonder, when do you pull the trigger and just let Jalen get in there, take a couple snaps? Don't even do a wildcat formation. Throw him out there as an actual mobile quarterback. Let him sling it around. What could it hurt, really?
But
when
that's
your
what he
offense
did.
Is looking like that, just do something.
But that's what Hurts dealt with in college, was bad O-lines and having to scramble, and that brought his success up.
And he's ready.
Yeah, put him in there. Let him go. Don't even put an offensive line out there. Put the defensive line up there. And,
No,
you know.
give me 4 more wideouts. Just put their knuckles in the dirt and tell them to go. Just check in as eligible. That's how it works, right?
We're going to do a, 6-second rush? They got to count to 6 before they can rush?
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
See who can make it out there first.
All of
Oh
a sudden,
my
you see Jalen running backwards, throws the ball straight up, yells 500.
Who doesn't love a good game of jackpot in the middle of an NFL game?
Yeah, right?
So, big question is LSU going to even be able to play on the 26th? I know this is kind of new news.
Not if the Coof has anything to do with it.
Pretty much their entire team has come down with the coof now.
Or at least had it at one point.
Chop fluey. Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect from Louisiana as a state in general? I mean, you really think
Freedom.
you think they've been abiding by COVID precautions? Like, nah, man, we're good. We got gators and stuff. We're scared of other things. You know?
They're down there noodling for catfish. You think they're scared of a fucking
They're
virus?
putting their arms into little holes in the mud and just coming up shoulder deep with a catfish around them. There's other diseases and bacteria that they need to worry about than COVID. And so,
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
I said, I didn't do my fair share of noodling in Kansas back in the day. So.
But that's going to make it interesting, though, here in a couple of weeks, because I know, like, the ACC's already on the verge of not being able to have a season, because if was it?
As long as the ACC has 8 teams, they can continue.
Yeah, but how long before we hit 8 or less?
How many Florida teams do we have? And
Hey,
Georgia?
we haven't
Yeah,
tested
it's
positive.
Not gonna be
Okay?
long.
We're okay.
That was a lot of social distancing there at FSU.
There were, it's 80,000 80,000 fan capacity stadium. We only had 19 in there, so
Yeah, but you're fitting them all in one bleacher set.
that's called containment. Okay.
That's my cousin over there, so he can sit with me. Well, I thought you said that was your brother. Yeah, my brother cousin.
we called that the FSU bubble over there. We just didn't have the bubble.
Yeah.
Just kept them all inside there. I mean, it worked out.
But yeah,
Lost.
back to LSU thing. I didn't realize the SEC has a 90-day. What was it?
The
I'm not seeing it here.
the 90-day window before they test
90-day window.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where if the players have taught it, they'll likely be eligible for games.
Yeah, per
Doesn't
SEC
even make sense.
protocols.
What?
Yeah, per the SEC protocols, players who contracted COVID-19 don't have to be tested again for 90 days. Like, that makes no sense.
So if they get it, you're good for 3 months.
Yeah, supposedly. Let's
Okay.
ignore the fact that people have
So
got
they
it
have to
and got it
quarantine for
again.
14 days, and then
I don't even know they have to do the 14-day quarantine. They didn't mention that part at
They
all.
still have to.
I would assume. I mean, because that's CDC protocol. So I mean, it is SEC, but
We're
would
talking about the
assume-
government here.
Yeah.
SAC, rules the entire South. They're higher than any state government. Let's be real.
Well, yeah.
But something else I saw that I thought was kind of a little bit of a joke. So Navy's football coach, went off on the Pentagon. They was it Navy, Army, and Air Force do that stupid Commander in Chief's Trophy series? Like it's supposed to be some big hype or whatever. Like Air Force really plays football. I still don't get that. I thought Colgate was just a toothpaste company, and Air Force was just
They've had
folding
some
sheets
decent
and
teams over the
you
years.
know.
but
Ooh, Air Force.
For what they have, yeah. I mean, it's
How many
been a few
national
years.
championships?
Well, come on, now. You're talking about a military school, for God's sake. I mean,
So apparently, because Air Force plays in what is it, the Mountain West, in which they're not playing at all. Air Force is going to get to play just those 2 games, that series against the Army and Navy.
Yep.
And so Navy's all pissed off
Go
because,
Navy.
well, yeah, but they're all pissed off because they get to play, or they're having to play full schedules, and
Yeah.
Air Force gets to come in and they get the whole
be
year
healthy and, yeah.
to prep for 2 games, and they could win that trophy, which is a lot for them apparently. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a big deal for them.
I don't see
Huge.
why. Was it another ribbon or something?
I mean, I'm
It's a-
Florida State and Florida aren't playing this year, right?
No, but we still won.
You literally lost
No.
to Georgia Tech.
No, we still beat Florida this year.
Nope.
Yeah, Gainesville has more cases than Tallahassee, so we won.
Well, I
just-
mean, that's because your entire town of Tallahassee cleared out once a school got shut down. Because let's be real, Tallahassee's just this gigantic college town, even compared to Gainesville. I remember going up there during the summer. There was nothing. 'Cause I visited that campus for a potential college, and nothing was going on up there during the summer.
For a potential cup? No, you don't have potential if you go there. It's not a potential college, okay? It's
I got accepted. I just decided no.
So, see, you didn't have potential.
I was like, no, I really don't want to go up to Tallahassee.
ManCave Sports Talk, where you come to find out that you suck at life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's an hour of poor dudes just sitting around shitting on each other.
Right.
And it's not even pay-per-view. What kind of shit
Speaking
is
of
that?
shitting on each other, how about OBJ? He's getting traded.
I hope so.
So you guys did hear about that, right?
No.
His whole the news that came out because some chick.
The news.
No, I mean it's news, but some chick
I guess.
was that his ex-girlfriend or something like that
I know what you're
Dude, it
talking
was
about
like
now.
the baby mama of a rapper or something like that.
that
Yeah,
knew him, but like blasted him on some radio program, saying that he
No, it was
likes.
Twitter at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh well, yeah.
I do remember hearing this story now. Yeah, it's just so funny because I mean, obviously you guys can look it up on the Urban Dictionary, but I'm pretty sure that's called a Cleveland steamroller or something along those lines, and it's just
I
funny.
am not looking that up, and I
Yeah.
suggest nobody
Yeah.
watching looks it up either.
Yeah, don't do it. That's like
On Urban Dictionary right now. All right, so type in Cleveland
It's a
steamroller.
trap.
I mean, he does play for the Browns, so I do expect it.
Cleveland Browns. So
Matches.
yeah.
He wore his brown pants, so it's all good, right?
that's why he's got the brown jersey on, so you can't really tell what he did last night.
Let's talk about some of these games we got coming up this week. Of course, we got Syracuse that's going to lose. I play Pitt this week.
Oh, that's a loss.
I mean, Pittsburgh looked good against some dude named Austin P.
Austin Pay.
Yeah, Austin Bay.
They won 55-0. I mean, you're playing one dude though. I mean, it's kind of not really a fair game at that point.
Yeah.
So who are the Knolls losing against this coming up week?
Oh, we're not playing the rest of the year. We took our ball and went home.
Oh, okay. We lost to Jersey Tech.
We're done. Like that was
We're
it. That was our debut
Yeah.
game. Norvell's like, all right, I'm out. You know, we're gonna take a few weeks here to recover and see what we come up with.
They mysteriously all came down with the Rona for.
No, we got something different. I don't know what yet,
Oh.
but you know. You got Kentucky plays Auburn this weekend.
Okay, so Kentucky's getting slapped.
Yep.
No, actually they play the 26th. It's next week. There's really not a lot of ranked games this week. I can't believe Appalachian State made it ranked again.
Wait,
The
they're
f-
ranked?
Yeah.
Is that just
Well, I
because
mean-
so many other teams aren't playing?
Yeah, I was gonna
Well-
say there's
Well,
what
I mean,
3 other
you got
conferences that aren't
Pac-12
playing
is
at all.
out. Yeah, exactly. So, but Appalachian State for what they've played in the years, like they're hands down they're solid
I mean,
football.
they've only been a D1 team for what, less than a decade, correct?
Like not even like what is it, 4 years? Like they just applied. It's a 3-year wait, and they applied right after I moved to Indy,
Mhm.
and there's a 3-year wait. So, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you can't give them too much
4 or
crap.
5 years. Yeah,
mean,
but
they're
but even when they were running when they were in D2 school,
They're
like,
very
they were running the show for
kind of like
D2.
what North Dakota State is right now. In
yeah,
D2.
yeah.
If only
So-
Central Florida could be that good.
I don't care about those nights.
To answer your
They're-
question though, we actually are off this week. We don't play again until next week, and we got Miami next. So Norvell
so
gets
that's
he gets a nice week to kind of recover and see what the hell we're gonna do, since we can't have a quarterback that can do shit yet again.
Like I told you yesterday, just call up Jameis. He's not doing much for the Saints, so
Well, at this point, we might as well just play patty cake out there. Um, one of the other ones that made me laugh, you had Louisiana is ranked number 19 now, only because they beat Iowa State, which I don't get. I mean, it's another
Or
Louisiana. No, the Raging Cajuns.
Louisiana.
They're ranked number
Yeah,
19
yeah,
now.
Sunbelt team.
Yeah,
forgot
because
they
they
were a
beat
team.
Iowa
Yeah.
State. Like,
Yeah.
so they play this weekend. They got Georgia State. So nobody really cares. Miami and Louisville play this weekend.
That's gonna be a
So
fun game.
that's a 17 versus number 18. But they're playing at Louisville, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure Miami's gonna walk away on that one. That's gonna be a tough one. But yeah, we don't have any other real good games. Like,
well, college football is just honestly, it's just going to be shit this year with some of the conferences deciding not to play, and then what is it? Is it the Big Ten that says or supposedly is going to come, or the
Yeah,
the Big Ten or Big
supposedly they were gonna say something tonight, and then I haven't seen anything official yet.
they were, but if they play, they're not playing until October.
Early October.
Yeah,
Right?
like the 10th, I think was their first weekend that they were planning on playing, which is that doesn't really help you much.
And then they're gonna play 8 games in a 9-week span to try to get in before the playoff committee deadline.
Are they still going to do the national championship this year?
Yes, they're
I
still doing
think
it.
they're trying to.
That's going to be the biggest asterisk ever next to a college championship team.
It's kind of a waste.
Fucking
like-
UCF's claim on any national
Yeah.
championship
Yeah,
is the
they're like,
biggest
"No,
asterisk.
no, no, no,
This is
Or,
true.
we were undefeated. We still didn't get invited to the playoffs. No.
Yeah. Hopefully South
It is-
Florida
it
can
is
knock
kinda
off. Yeah. Hopefully South Florida can knock off Notre Dame.
USF's got it.
And then the big one, because I know that can happen. The Citadel can knock off Clemson. Because surely somewhere on their
right.
roster they've got enough
did-
guys that can blindside Trevor Lawrence all at one time that are expendable.
We didn't even talk about this like we were supposed to. Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback of
Yeah.
the NCAA right now. There's no denying it. He's going to be the best prospect since Andrew Luck going into the draft this year.
Oh, by far.
Until he
Why-
takes that first hit.
What's your thought aside? I mean, why he didn't declare last year?
Well, he couldn't. He was only a sophomore.
I thought he was. I thought
Mm-mm.
No, he was only a
was a
sophomore.
junior.
He wasn't even a redshirt. He was a true sophomore.
true. Okay, that's
Yeah,
right.
his first year,
'Cause his first year he won the national championship. Yeah,
he was a true freshman.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
And
that's
he just has everything.
Yeah.
He's big, he runs, and dude's got a cannon of an arm.
canon. Yeah. Yep.
Until he gets that first NFL hit.
You know what?
He's tougher than he looks. That dude is
Yeah,
stacked.
but
Don't let
I heard
Lawrence
that
lost.
Palamalu was coming back for one game.
As long as he's not in the C gap, he'll be fine.
I
Right.
look over the C gap. I see Palamalu over there. I'm like, fucking Palamalu, what are you doing there? This is my moment.
We're not even going to talk about what happened out there. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be an interesting weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, what else did we miss here?
Not really. Not really anything. Injuries. We talked about that shit.
NFC West being the best division.
I truly think this might be the case this year.
Yeah.
So
The
you're
Rams.
sold on the Rams then?
I'm more sold
Jared
on
Goff.
the Rams.
Who?
The Cardinals. I'm more sold on the Cardinals than I am on the Rams right now.
Kyler Murray. Yeah. I mean,
Andre
with
Hopkins.
Hopkins. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nasty duo right there.
Kenyon Drake is a beast on a running back.
Yeah.
And I honestly think they could probably get second in the division. 49ers are going to take first. I mean, I feel like that's a given. And then Rams are going to be a solid third who could easily, I think, still make the wild card. I think NFC West is the best division in football right
So you
now.
think the 49ers are going to take first
Yep.
over the Cardinals and everybody
Yep.
else?
Yep. Cardinals will make the playoffs, and then Rams as a wild card team is very possible. I think you can easily see 3 of those teams being in the playoffs.
3 of them in the oh
Yeah, because you gotta have the extra wild card spot, so you gotta remember that too.
yeah oh yeah.
So there's more of a chance of that happening, but I definitely think if it's gonna happen in any division, it's the NFC West.
Yeah, Eagles going to win it all with one starter
And not to mention, you also have the Seattle Seahawks.
who didn't look that bad.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
just Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett. You got. They got some.
Russell Wilson is
Firepower.
top 3 quarterback in the league, and despite the somewhat, I mean, he's got DK Metcalf, who's a good second-year player, and Chris Carson's a good running back. And his offensive line has been shit since he started playing for the Seahawks. He still does amazing things, and I just don't understand it week in and week out. But yeah, he had, I believe he had over 400 yards passing, if I'm not mistaken. He had like 4 TDs, and he destroyed, and he looks phenomenal.
Went 31. He went 31 of 35 for 322 and 4 touchdowns.
322. Okay, so 4 touchdowns,
And
yeah.
then ran for 29 yards on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, he looked unstoppable, and that's what I'm saying. You got 4 teams easily. The only reason why one of them's not going to get in the playoffs is because they're playing those other 3 teams.
It'll be interesting to see. Like I said, the Eagles are going to win it all with, like one starter.
Stop.
Yes, I
3
like it.
3 off the street free agents.
I mean, there's homeless people up there that are probably,
Yeah.
I mean, it's Philly. I mean, everyone remembers that true story movie of Mark Wahlberg. I mean, Mark Wahlberg, they can sign him.
Right. Might need to. Keep getting injuries.
Yeah, they're gonna start holding open tryouts again. Was it Dick Vermeil's gonna come back and?
Oh. You mentioned the Philly Open tryouts, and all I think is Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Man, English is hard.
That was a pretty good episode.
But yeah,
Oh man.
I mean, Philly's probably still gonna win the NFC East. Cowboys are trash.
Well,
100%
I mean,
trash.
we only practice to be able to beat the Cowboys, so they can't go on.
Yeah, that's obviously that's
Yeah.
You're like, okay, guys, who are we playing next week? Doesn't matter. In 6 weeks, we're playing the Cowboys. We need to prepare for that game.
We just got to make sure that we don't let them go on, and then we'll
Yeah.
immediately lose the next week. We won't even try. Half the team won't show up. So
Yeah.
As long as the Cowboys are playing golf in December, all is well.
Wait,
I mean-
do they have golf down there?
In Texas.
Yeah, I figured. This
I'm
Cowboys.
sure they do.
They're doing other activities.
Like, oh, I'm not gonna say it. That's bad. Never mind.
No, no.
Yeah. I'm not gonna talk about.
Hey,
career
Date them
games,
boys though.
Them boys.
sucking each other's cowboy boots and stuff. Oh,
Playing
what's
with their
that?
spurs.
Yeah. Like, ooh, rub it against my back. What?
Oh man. All right. Well, I guess we
Back
covered
on all over
everything.
Yeah.
Well, real quick, hockey. We talked a little bit about it, but obviously you got Islanders and the
Bolts
Bolts,
playing right now.
and then you have Dallas and Vegas.
The Dallas, I think, already won.
Did they
Awesome.
win?
They won last night, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't
So
get
they're-
a chance to
They are in the finals.
finals.
Yep. Right now it's a tie game, 1-1, Lightning and Islanders. So, I mean, Lightning won on a last second goal. Was it 2-3 nights ago? So we could do it again.
I know Casual wasn't very happy with me the other night when it was like 7 seconds to go, and I was like, don't worry, they're gonna blow it. The Bolts are gonna win, and it happened. And he was like, I'm not speaking to you.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, I mean, I know we didn't get to really talk about baseball, but I just want to put out there that my Tampa Bay Rays are killing the American League right now.
Tampa still has a
That's-
baseball team.
listen, we are.
Yeah, I had to go Google it.
Wow. I mean, we just have a better we have a better record than the Yankees or whatever, the largest payroll there is.
But see what I
Yeah,
heard.
Speaking of asterisk seasons,
Yeah.
Speaking of key injuries,
yeah, that too.
Jesus, that's a whole
Yeah.
nother organization. I mean, we got some
I can't-
some serious bats, but can't keep anybody healthy.
Yeah.
Man, it must suck to pay these guys $35 million a year and then for just not to do shit.
No, we're just paying for their medical bills. That's all. We don't really care. We don't care if they show up.
Yeah.
See, I forgot Tampa had a baseball team after they had to get politically correct and drop the devil from their name.
Oh, jeez. That was a long time ago. Yeah, that was interesting times. But hey, I mean, top or bottom 5 payroll, and they're still killing it. And then we let people go, and they don't do shit anywhere else. So feels good for me. David Price left, and what'd he do? Nothing.
What do you
Evan
guys-
Longoria left. Nothing.
You guys practicing hitting trash cans or some shit down there or something? Or?
Yeah. So what we do is we go to the golf courses actually, okay, after all the old people play and have all the U.S. Opens and whatever, and then they just grab golf balls and they hit those, and that's how we hit dingers.
Yeah. Over the fence or the giant net.
Over the net, over the fence, past the pond where all the alligators are at. That had the saddles.
That's called
on
the
that
Everglades.
kindergartners run.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do in Florida. We put kindergartners on the back of alligators.
If you want to talk about some, I'm sure you guys maybe saw this. It's been a while, but when Trout was at the Top Golf and he hit that golf ball, he crushed that thing
I would hope
over
so.
the net and like hit the gas station that
Yeah.
was just past.
I would hope so. Dude is.
Have you ever seen a Top Golf?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got one. We got 2 in Orlando. One's Top Golf. One's like Drive Shack or something.
The net is like
They're up there.
15 stories high, dude.
Yeah.
So you're talking 150 feet in the air,
Mm-hmm.
at least.
That goes back to
And-
the whole thing with
and it's-
baseball players are athletes, whereas everybody else, they just play their own sport. So baseball
mean-
players can do anything.
Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson. I mean, multi-sport athletes. I mean,
Michael
you don't
Jordan.
see it anymore.
I mean,
Michael Jordan, while he couldn't hit a fucking.
Jordan wasn't a
You know.
athlete. Fuck outta here.
That
what are you
man
talking
took a
about?
shot behind his back, but he couldn't hit a basketball with a baseball bat for the life.
Yeah.
But he did play golf though.
He
So
plays
the
in
only
golf.
ball he could hit was a golf ball
Yeah, because that's the only sport you can actually legally smoke and drink while you're doing it. So
and gamble.
And gamble a lot.
yeah,
A
Clearly.
lot.
I bet you I hit this ball 200 yards. Oh yeah, I'll put 50 down on it. 50K? Yeah, sure.
Jeez, racked up a lot of debt. That's for sure.
Hey, I mean, you got that shoe money. It don't matter.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Well, you guys got the
Right.
links to the pool.
Yep,
Yeah.
I will sign up here probably afterwards.
We get a spread. We got a couple people in there. Not very many.
Okay, cool. I
It's
sent
kinda
the link to a few people who I thought might want to join, as well as sharing it on pages and stuff.
I mean, even if they don't like football, I mean, it's just a great place to chat and talk shit. So
Yeah.
do some dumb shit. So well, I mean, this was week 1.
Pretty good.
We made it.
I'll be able to actually watch sports this weekend and not, spend all my time with my wife and,
I like how
over
you.
shoulder, make sure she can't hear.
Yeah.
Everybody caught that shit.
Yep. Hey,
I'll be able to watch
Wise
sports
man.
with her permission.
yeah.
That's good, dude. I'm glad you'd be able to watch sports.
So he's the one that's only got
I
one nut.
tried. I caught because we were in Nashville, Indiana. We went into a bar just to sit down and have a beer. And I caught maybe 10 minutes. And of course it was the Notre Dame game. And I'm like, Notre Dame, you're about to lose to puke. Because they weren't looking great. And at the time, but that was about the most amount of football I got to watch this weekend. So
I kept up
Just
with my
glad
games.
football's
But
back.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's not what you were saying the other night.
I didn't say I'm glad my football teams are back.
Right.
Go find somebody
Yeah.
else to watch. Apparently, Louisiana's doing good, so maybe we'll just keep track of them for 1 or 2 more weeks.
I'm gonna go App State.
App State, yeah. I mean, they are ranked, but
Yeah.
for a couple weeks.
I mean, I don't know if we have a specific time limit, but what's your thoughts on the volume pumping of the stands for home games and stuff like that? Like, I mean, they've been doing it anyways, right? I mean, for years, to a certain decibel level and so on and so forth. But now they've added to it because obviously they're only letting in so many fans. I think here in Indy, max in what is 100,000 capacity Lucas Oil Stadium or something like that, 2,500 people.
That's it.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's including employees.
What's the point?
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Florida man don't give a fuck, man. We literally had just shy of 20,000 fans in the stadium,
Yeah.
plus employees.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida's like, oh, highest number of COVID cases. Yeah, I don't care, whatever. Just
No,
we
New
want
York
football.
still has that. It's all right.
Oh, do they?
No, we don't. You took it from us like 3
No,
weeks ago.
yeah, I'm pretty
No,
sure
we
we
didn't.
took it.
Nah, we gave it back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those numbers are
Well,
skewed.
we
No, we ran out of old people to put in nursing homes.
We gotta do a. No, it's Florida. We gotta do a recount.
yeah. Ron DeSantis came out and he said, no, New York had the worst.
Oh, so that makes it true then. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Ah.
Ron DeSantis said it, so therefore it came from Trump. And I'm not gonna get political, but
Yeah, I was gonna say let's not go down that path. Not in week 1.
no,
Give us to like week 4, week 5 when everybody's injured.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're
Injured-
not confident,
injured-
so
I switched from this to the brown stuff that's sitting behind Dan.
I had to look. I don't remember what was back there.
I got my fair share of brown liquid. So
Hey guys, I'm pretty sure that my stream never started on Facebook, so it feels good.
no.
I just looked over. I'm like, wait, this is streaming, but I'm pretty sure it's only streaming on Twitch.
Really?
Yeah, because I just checked my Facebook page. It's not there. Feels good.
As you, have you been co-streaming?
Multi-streaming? Yeah, I started a couple days ago.
Because I think you were live, and I didn't go over to Twitch to see if you were there, but I saw you playing a game. I think you were playing Among Us or something like that with some other people, and
Yeah.
I was like, sure, he's probably streaming, and I went to your Facebook page and I didn't see it.
Well, before we get off topic and all that stuff, we'll go ahead and just end here.
Yep.
Week 1 in the
So,
books.
Anyways,
Get
good talks.
Get our picks in. See what we can come back with next week. I'm anxious to see how many more injuries we have.
I'm not anxious for any more injuries. Please just let us get healthy and win.
They just
game.
gotta eat
We
more
should win.
cheesesteak. And
It'll just be some more no name, off the wall. We just picked them out of a group, running backs and linemen and whoever else we could get. Can you breathe? Get on the field.
What do you think the best record's going to be in football, in the NFL this year?
it's gonna be Ravens,
Whatever Kansas
probably-
City has.
I think it's gonna be the Ravens, probably like 14-2, 15-1. They're gonna be that good.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, I know it's the Browns, but the Browns on paper have a good team, but there's no reason why the Ravens should have beat them that bad.
Yeah.
But it's the Browns.
I don't know.
So on paper, they
On paper, they're
lose
good.
to everything.
I will say the championship will probably come down between the Ravens and the Chiefs.
Yeah, they'll play in the AFC probably,
Yeah.
unless Lamar just has another choke session in the playoffs. We'll see.
Louisville.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right.
Yeah. Cool. Well,
All right, boys. Good talk.
yeah, definitely. Until next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Shit.
I
Appreciate
mean, I
the
feel like I
laugh.
gotta say next Tuesday now.
Yes, you
Doctor.
do. It's in your contract. You didn't see that?
Oh, damn it, missed it.
Oh man, you know what? We forgot all of our sponsors over there at Manscaped
Yeah.
and
Rubicon.
clearly, Anheuser-Busch.
Your
is,
balls
you know,
will thank you
we're all
later.
drinking.
All right, boys. We'll catch y'all later.
Sounds good.
All right, later.
All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all stopping by. This is week 1 in the books. We are going to move on to next Tuesday, cover some more topics, more sports. Don't forget, we do have our sports picks is up. It is live on my Facebook side. You can join the group, sign up. It's free to join. Got a nice cash prize up on the boards. So it's just a great way for everybody to chill out and talk some crap and earn some money. But yeah, we'll be back next week. Appreciate everybody stopping by.